Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rowan and I'll be your reader today. Welcome to those of you who are new to my channel. I hope you stay and I'm happy you're here. And to those who have been here a while, thank you guys so much as always for tuning in. It means so much to me that you guys take the time to let me know how these messages resonate. I always love hearing that. And you know, anything to try to make a difference because there's so much crazy stuff going on in the world. I feel like these messages that come through from different readers, because I listen to, obviously, to different readers. I feel like they make such a difference in ensuring that I'm on the right track, so I hope to do that for you guys too. Alright, and before we get started, just so you guys know, I do read for people who are aligned with the plants and animals, nature, and the earth grid, as well as energy healers and people who are here to guide others. So we will get in here and see what Spirit has to say to you today. First thing I'm seeing, Fox Spirit is showing me, like, I'm seeing a fox running down a hill, and I'm being told to follow it. So it's almost like a follow the white rabbit type situation, but there's a fox. Okay, and the fox usually shows up as a helper to me whenever there's somebody trying to outsmart me. And Fox is like, nope, we're gonna outsmart you instead. So I feel like there's something going on for the collective right now. Somebody is showing you a mask. This person's holding up a face. And this face is kind of coming out of nowhere. So somebody might have switched up on you recently. Yeah. Candle flame just confirmed. So somebody switched up on you recently and you're kind of like, all right, why did you just say that? Or why did you act like that? You might have gotten some maybe beige flags, but they're not quite red flags yet. And Spirit wants to talk about this today. It's somebody who might be very crunchy or like into manifesting for a lot of you. Journaling, I'm seeing. For some of you, this person is... This isn't for everybody because I'm reading for a ton of people, so take what resonates with all of this. But this person may be pregnant. They may also be like a, like kind of basic or like a Disney kid type energy. Something here with that. But this person was acting really cute and sweet for a long time, and I feel like they've been putting on a front. Why is this important, please? I'm hearing that somebody like bared their teeth to you, or they're standing up for something, or they're like trying to fight about something that doesn't make sense. Like their behavior has totally changed. And they're almost like putting up a wall. Like a wall of protection. And you're like, why do you need protected about that? They are protecting information that you weren't supposed to know. And they might have realized that they slipped, but you didn't realize they slipped yet. They think that their behavior is acceptable. Number 28 might be relevant. This person might be between 28 and 30. 42 might be relevant as well. For some of you, this person has a kid that's 9. Not for everybody, obviously. Take numbers if they make sense to you. But this person has... It's like they have a big head about different things. They really think that they're right about a lot of stuff. And you might have gotten in an ideological disagreement with this person, a political disagreement with this person, and it might have showed you who they are. This person has a very grand view of how they think things should work, and they don't really look at individuals. So, for example, they might talk a lot about, and I'm just going to use a really random example of politics. It doesn't have to be politics, but it's like the type of energy of, oh, well, people shouldn't need help with this specific thing. And you're like, well, what if this thing happens that isn't their fault? And they're like, well, I didn't think about that. Like that type of energy. They don't think about the individual. They think about like an ideological version of life. Like they're not very empathetic to people's, people going through things, people's struggles. This person's been pretty pampered their whole life. I'm hearing they've manipulated their way into getting things that other people haven't been able to get. This person, Spirit is saying, feels like they're running against the clock with something. And they're trying to keep a secret. Because I just heard, poke a needle in my eye. Like that whole cross my heart and hope to die, poke a needle in my eye is what I'm hearing. So this person swore to protect this information or not to tell something. And they might have let part of it slip. They're currently trying to look into the future in some way, whether this is through divination or just kind of like asking other people for their advice or thinking about things to see if they've messed up, to see if they still have your loyalty, your friendship, your trust. They may be trying to direct the conversation in a different way. They might be trying to, confirmation with the candle flicker. They might be trying to direct your thoughts about something or change your mind about something. I'm seeing text messages. This person could be texting you. And I feel like you've put up your guard. You're coming up as the badger. The badger spirit is all about, like, protecting your boundaries. You might have set a boundary with this person and been like, absolutely not. We're not going to do this right now. You're very selective about who you're in this like childlike energy with, and this person might have just proven to you that they're not a safe person for you emotionally. This person is trying to get you to focus on easy things or things that you already have talked about in the past. Something about this. Okay, why is this relevant, Spirit? Tell me about this information that they're keeping from the viewer. Because that's the stuff that's important here. Okay, this information that they're keeping from you involves a number of people. Because as I tap into this energy, there's a bunch of different people coming up. This person might be sick. I know I brought up them being pregnant. They don't have to be pregnant, and this isn't like gender specific. Like, it doesn't have to be somebody that can give birth. This could be somebody that has like stomach issues, because I'm getting like nausea type energy here. Yeah, this person's been dancing around this, and they're trying to dance around me as I'm as I'm pulling cards on this. Spirit, please help me get the correct info. They're trying to keep information about either a love affair or somebody that you dated in the past that had a negative vision for you. This person wanted to, like, take your inspiration about something. Or wanted to present themselves as having a solution to a manufactured problem. Like a problem they created. There's something inherently untrustworthy about this person now that you've seen this side of them. Like, let's see. Because I'm getting this feeling of, like, not being able to shake this conversation or this realization about this person. It might have even been, like, a face that they made whenever something was being spoken about. Yeah, deception. Glory is but a fleeting glimpse. What did I just say about just that fleeting glimpse, that small facial movement, that change, you know? I have hope here coming up, and I feel like that hope is coming from them. They're still confused if they set you off or not, and if this is an ending to your relationship or your connection in whatever way that is. I feel like this is family for a lot of you, but they're hoping that you didn't catch on. So for some of you, this is just like, this person might be still in touch with a vindictive ex of yours. This person, let me find out. Tell me more, please. Yeah, complete is in reverse. There's people trying to create mountains out of molehills about things that you have already laid to rest in your own life. Like, you might have had a disagreement with somebody years ago. This feels like super unimportant energy to me. And you moved forward without closure. Like, you gave yourself closure, and I feel like there's somebody around you that didn't give themselves closure. And it's like they're blaming you, or they're trying to, like, manipulate things in the background. They've been observing you through the people around you and through social media. Yeah, they really think that they have a right to know about your life because of the nature of your relationship from before. They also see a potential to somehow convince you that they're still worth your time or energy or something. This is weird. But I'm seeing Ring of Fire in my deck here, and to me that means that you've done a lot of protection or prayed for a lot of protection, and Spirit has provided that. So this person could not find a way to actually come towards you. Like, they knew it would come off really stupid or really weird, or even just creepy, honestly. Like, this is just weird stuff, and that's why they have reconnected with this friend or family member that is somebody that you thought was either neutral or on your side. And you are realizing that's not the case. Now, the reason that this person it was like open to even communicating about you or like kind of telling your business is because they're kind of like an empty inside person, and you might not have realized this. They've actually criticized you behind your back, I'm sorry to say. It says excellence means being different, being yourself. But this person doesn't see it this way. They think that because you prioritize taking care of yourself or taking care of your, like, I feel like you have to take care of your physical body in a different way than other people, or your mental health in a different way than other people. And there's nothing wrong with that, collective. I'm the same way. Most of us who are, like, really spiritual or really sensitive or have had trauma have to do that, especially if you have disabilities. This person, however, doesn't see that. Like, they think that you're trying to, this is so stupid, but it's like this person might see you living a different kind of lifestyle from them and see it as you showing off in some way, which I feel like this pushback from the collective right now as I'm reading this, like, what are you talking about? I'm not living like that. And it's like this person is reaching so much. So it's kind of like the energy of, let's say, just for an example, that you're living like a slower life than other people because your nervous system needs to rest, or you might be in burnout or something like that. This person might see it as you like peacocking. It's so stupid, but they see it as you like peacocking that you have like a easier or more chill life than other people, or you don't have to work as hard, when really like you physically can't, and you've had to like change your life to accommodate this, and you might be struggling but you don't talk about it. It's so strange, honestly. Now I also have newborn coming up here. Now I was talking about pregnancy before, so this could be relevant. Newborn could either be an actual baby, or it could be like a new energy or a new thing that you're starting in your life following a death, like a death of something. And again, take it how it resonates, but I feel like you've had this to overcome like a trial or endure stuff. Now, for a lot of my collective, you've been aware of people working against you for some time, but that's obviously not for everybody. For some of you, you might have just had like a rough season of life where like a lot of things were going wrong, or you had some health issues or whatever it is. But, you know, whatever it is for you, I feel like you're in the come up now, but it's very slow. Like you're coming out of the worst of things and like getting it together and reigniting your passions in life and really trying to pursue that. And that's what I feel like this newborn energy is, this great beginning that you're going through. Now, this person didn't see the death. Yep, I got upswing here. Wonderful things are going to happen. And courage. Like, they don't see the death that you endured. They don't see the courage that you've had. And I feel like this person, like this, might be an ex energy, or even somebody who was like unrequited, but they knew you and they're no longer welcome in your life. Whoever that person is that's behind the scenes, it's like they just convince people. They try to convince people around you that you are like super negative. They prospect for people in your life that, you know, have signs that they might turn on you. And I hate to say this, but you actually have some karmics in your family that are just, I don't know, like they didn't get you to begin with because they're karmics, because they felt like you eclipsed them in certain ways. You're a very skilled collective, and I feel like you're somebody that has a lot of intelligence. Like you might have a lot of schooling behind you, or just kind of be somebody that likes learning new stuff all the time. And people get upset about that if you don't like hide your intelligence. It's odd energy for sure. But people think that things were really handed to you. And it's not like that for you. You've been on this like marathon, like this Iron Man marathon for the longest time of trying to create the life you want, trying to work around all the shit that people have put in your way, and all the torment that these people have like cooperated to put in your life. There's collusion that's happened, and it's been silent before, but you know, Spirit is bringing this to the forefront now. Yeah, a perfect ending, crown oneself. This is what your angels, protectors, and animal spirits are bringing forward right now. They're like, we're fucking done with this energy. This bitch needs to stop. So, let's back it up here. Now that we kind of have an idea of who's behind this, just generally causing their bullshit, as they do, let's get some tarot and see where we're going with this energy. And just so you know, while I'm shuffling, I do offer one-on-one personal readings that are a lot more specific than these, because I'm reading for like hundreds, potentially thousands of people that are going to see this video. And while my videos are timeless, a personal reading is always going to be more specific, just because of the energy and how clear it can come through, right? So I do personal readings at a distance because my internet sucks out here. And I email you an audio afterwards. And you can ask as many questions as you want for the time that you book with me. I also do animal communication readings. So I go over like your pets, their likes and dislikes, any like physical stuff they want to talk about, behavior stuff they want to talk about, anything like that. So you can check that out on my website if you're interested, elderbeingsintuition.com. It's the only place I'm going to book you, okay? So don't fall for scammers. All right, let's get back in. So we have the Magician in reverse, Strength in reverse, the Moon, and Three of Wands in reverse. The energy that, oh yeah, this is definitely some kind of ex or somebody who was very deceptive and like presented themselves as some kind of soulmate connection with you. Holy cow, this person was definitely a narcissist. But I got that because it comes up with the Two of Cups in reverse. So each of these energies is telling me that you had a run-in with like a psychopath or a narcissist or potentially both. This person was here to erode your self-confidence and your self-esteem. This Magician in Strength in reverse is telling me that this person wanted to convince you that your life is out of your control and that the things that you do to move towards the life you want don't matter. Which is a sucky and shitty vibration to be in. And there's nothing wrong with being there, but you can't get stuck there. Sorry, guys. Okay, sorry about that. So what I'm seeing here is that these people, or I'm sorry, this person really wanted you to feel like no matter what you did and what you tried to change about yourself or heal about yourself in your life, it was not going to make a difference for you. They wanted you to completely lose hope that your circumstances could change. And the Moon here is telling me that this is an energy that has to be healed now. Like, you need to self-reflect on this and see where those things are still cropping up in your life, where those limiting beliefs are still showing. Because I feel like this person is not that recent for you. I think that they came in a while ago, and that these feelings, yeah, Four of Swords, have really kept you stuck. You might have even had to stuff them away because of your life circumstances where you just had to focus on survival for a while. But Spirit is saying for the next era, this new beginning, it's important to work through this energy and no longer allow yourself to walk around with this 10 of Swords in your back. It's time to pull those swords out. And I know how hard that is, but I got the Hanged Man here as well, which is telling me that, ooh, and we have the High Priestess in reverse. There's a lot of major arcana coming up here. Holy cow. How many do we have here? We have 5 major arcana, guys. This is a big thing for you. When you heal this out, this is going to be the end of a fucking era of you being really stuck, really hard on yourself, and constantly shaming yourself for your efforts. Spirit is like moving you out of this. They want this High Priestess upright. They want this Magician upright, and they want this Strength upright, because they're saying if you weren't actually strong, you'd be dead. If you weren't actually a strong person, you would be completely alone, which I feel like you do have some people around you that are not bad people. You might not trust them completely because you've been through a lot. But I feel like for this collective that's watching, you do have some people around you that are good. And it's important to stick by those people as much as you can. And quit kind of making excuses for these people that have, like, you know, it's not exactly a red flag. Maybe it's like a maroon flag, whatever. Like, I feel like you kind of make excuses for some of the things you see and just think, well, it can't be another person. It could be. And the thing is, like, it's important that you trust yourself. You had people in the past who were constantly trying to pull the wool over your eyes, and it's really trained you, unfortunately, to ignore those things when you see them. If your body is uncomfortable around somebody, something weird's going on. Always. And I know how hard that is if you have people or were raised around people that were sketchy. I do understand that. But this is the time to undo that stuff. And with this 3 of Wands here in reverse, this is telling me that you have been putting in the effort to think about what you want. You're pretty clear about what kind of life you would actually desire. You're clear about what your day-to-day would look like. You're clear about the general direction you want to go in, right? But it's not coming in because there's a lack of effort towards it. The lack of effort towards this is because you don't believe your efforts are going to matter. I seriously am seeing that in your cards right now. And the thing is, like, whether or not you believe it, you should still take the action. Just because it hasn't worked before, you have to stay optimistic. You know, everybody that succeeds has failed, like, millions of times. You know, it's like, if you look at any person that's successful at something, they've failed at that thing thousands and thousands and thousands of times that we don't know about. Because that's the only way you learn. That's the only way you get good at stuff. And it's hard if you have some kind of, like, neurodivergence, especially, like ADHD or something, that can make it really hard to tolerate the distress of learning a new thing and not already being amazing at it, because there's a lot of repetition and routine that has to come in. But it's time to choose. 2 of Swords here. Wow, 2 of Swords and 7 of Cups. I don't know if you guys can see these. I don't have, I'm not gonna lie, my electricity's out right now. So I'm gonna give up on trying to show you these. But, wow, and then the Wheel of Fortune. Big energies today, guys. They're saying, you have a choice. You can choose to give up and not make any more effort towards the specific kind of life you want and settle for something that is okay, but you're not, like, super into it. Like, for a lot of you, this has to do with career, but this could also be people who've given up on dating. I do see that for some of you here. Sorry to call you out. I see people who've given up on trying to travel, or whatever your dream is. It's different things for different people. Travel has been coming up for a lot of my collective, though. So you might want to check out some of my other videos if that resonates for you. But yeah, with this 2 of Swords, it's like the 2 of Swords talks about it's gonna hurt either way. Like, do you want it to hurt, but you could potentially change your whole life in a good way? and like choose the unknown that's uncomfortable but could potentially lead to something amazing? Or do you want to choose the thing that you already know is going to hurt and you kind of know it's going to suck? Like, it seems like a no-brainer, but I understand how hard this is. This Wheel of Fortune energy is upright. Wow. And then I just split open the deck to the Sun. Spirit is saying, if you choose to work for this and take one more risk on yourself, the people are going to show up who are good for you. The Three of Shields, which in this deck is the Three of Pentacles. This is about cooperation, people helping you complete projects, making the right connections. And with the World in reverse, it's going to be the end of these negative people gravitating towards you. Because the thing is, this hopeless energy that was coming up is a wound that was like, this wound, I hate to say this, was like apparent to a certain type of person. And there's certain terrible people in this world that look for that in other people. They look for that hopelessness because they're like, I can control somebody that's hopeless. I can direct somebody that's hopeless. And once you begin to heal that and really put effort towards closing that wound, those kind of predators don't want you anymore because they're like, okay, this person like is going somewhere. They're not going to be easy to manipulate. Like, not only would that person have to find you, learn about you enough to manipulate you, but they would also have to break your spirit. You understand? Like, those kind of people don't want that. Most people don't want that. And I hate to put it in those terms, but I'm being told, like, that this group has been through a lot, and it's like, you need to hear it. Because this is, you gotta understand what you're working with to stay safe, you know? If nobody ever tells you that this stuff is apparent, you're just gonna keep ending up in the same situations and think it's your fault. And it's not your fault, it's just, you gotta be honest about it so you can fix the issue. And kind of work on yourself there. What else, please, Spirit? I'm seeing an ice cream truck. Is this an ice cream truck? It's like a white truck. Okay, this truck is talking about... Oh, this is going off of what I was saying about predators. Like, it's kind of the idea of, like, you know, that saying that people talk about with, like, little kids where they're like, oh, don't take anything from people in cars, or don't take anything from random strangers. Spirit is saying this is something that it's definitely time to leave behind, because unfortunately, a lot of the people I feel like around you or that you grew up around it's like they didn't have good boundaries around people who were dangerous. So you might even have people in your family that are in like active addiction or, you know, any kind of myriad of other things. But it's like there was people that were okay but made you uncomfortable, and then beyond them, it was like a bunch of people that were all uncomfortable. I feel like there weren't many like super safe spaces for this group, and Spirit wants to talk about this for a minute. Because this is what's coming up for healing right now. I'm seeing an herb that Spirit is saying for this group to consider working with. Hyssop. I think that's how you say it. So look into the energy of hyssop and see if, or hyssop, however you say it, it's Hysop. And this herb, they're saying, will help play into your protection. Yeah, the magician just came back out, and this is very literal in this case. They want you to work with this herb magically and call on the badger energy. All about boundaries here and transmuting these things that did not develop properly in your auric field when you were a child because of how many dangerous situations you were around. Wow, with the world and death here, this is a good energy in this regard, because this is saying it's going to be a huge end to that cycle of those kind of people finding you, right? And like looking for you and sensing you. And death is telling me there's going to be a new beginning for you that doesn't involve anything like this. This Queen of Swords energy is really, really important for you guys. Being able to feel okay telling people to get the hell away from you. Telling some people to fuck off. It's about that time. Yeah, the Queen of Swords is about using your words to tell it like it is. Protect yourself. Queen of Swords is also a master thinker. The swords are about your thoughts, the things you can figure out. It's a very smart energy. Can be very wily if she needs to be. And then we also have the Empress, which is all about directing your own energy and bringing in nurturing people for yourself. Yeah, with the Star to support your dreams and help you do the things, you know, even support you while you work towards the things that you want and care about. All right, I'm going to call it there. So that's what I have for you guys. If you would like a personal reading, you can reach out to me on my website, like I said earlier. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my video. If you are one of the people who got through the whole thing, please leave me a green heart in the comments. I love reading comments and seeing like how this stuff lands for you. So go ahead and leave me something if you would like me to know how this landed for you. I try to take the time to respond to all comments that I get. And I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.